Do you know the difference between the cosine rule and the sine rule? If you don't know the difference between the two, come with me in today's lesson, which is lesson 3. Lesson 3 of trigonometry course. Lesson 3, we're looking at 9 right-angled triangles. 9 right-angled triangles. Now look at this, guys. In mathematics paper 2 of the ECZ exam, which is O-level exam, you can either be given this or this question, either cosine or sine rule. Now, how can you know? How can you tell that this one is the cosine rule or this one is the sine rule? How can you tell? Now, I'm going to explain, okay, to my best of what knowledge. Okay. Now, look at this. Please, I need you to understand. I need you to understand because this is very, very important. Okay, either cosine or sine rule is coming in your exam. Look at this. Number 1, do you see this diagram? You have a side here, angle in between, then side there on the other side. So we use cosine rule when you are given a side, an angle, and a side. This angle here is an included angle. Are we together? Is an included angle. What it means is that the angle has to be in between the sides. Okay? If the angle was here, if the angle is here, you need to have a side, this side, the AC as the side. The 4 should be here. So that the angle is in between. If the angle is not in between, my good friends, then you cannot use the cosine. Good. The cosine rule. Now, check. I've said that if the angle is in between, we use the cosine rule. We are just identifying here. We are identifying. After this, we're going to go into calculations. Okay, and how you can calculate having after identifying. Look at this. This is the second situation. So, number 1, we use the cosine rule when you're given side, angle, side. 2 sides and an included angle. 2 sides and an included angle. Now let me just do this. Let me quickly jump to sine what? Sine rule. Here, do you know that you also have 2 sides and an angle? Good. You have 2 sides and an angle. But the angle here is not in between the sides. Okay? So we can't use this cosine rule. So we use the sine rule. So this is angle, side, side. You see, the angle is not in between. Okay? If the angle is here or here, it is not in between. So we use the sine what? Sine rule. Okay? Sine rule. Please, you should know this. Now, what is the second condition? Remember, let me just say this again. The first condition is that we use the cosine rule when you're given 2 sides and an included what? Angle. And the angle should be in between the sides. Okay? In between the sides. Then you have this one, the sine rule. We use the sine rule rather, when we are given 2 sides and an angle. This angle, this time around, is not an included angle. You get it right? You are intelligent. No, this is the reason why I like my audience, because I don't stress much explaining. You understand easily. Now, the second condition is that we use the cosine rule when you are given all the 3 sides, which is side, side, side. You see? When you're given all the 3 sides, this one is easy. You see? Side, side, side. So it's easy. It's easy. We use the cosine rule. Okay? If you go to 2021 paper 2 GCE, this is the type of question that came where you are given all the 3 what? All the 3 sides. Remember, when you're given two sides and an included angle, an angle in between the two sides, we use what? Cosine rule. When you're given all the three sides, we use what? Still cosine rule. But when you are given two sides and an angle is not in between the two sides, we use the sine what? Sine rule. In other words, look at this, my friends. For me, it's easy if you just know the conditions for cosine rule. For using cosine rule, it is easy to know this one, because if it is not a cosine rule, then it's what? Sine rule automatically. Okay. Now this one, you are given two angles on the side. So this is angle what? Angle side. Okay. Angle side. Now, having looked at the difference between the cosine and the sine rule, we can now jump into looking at calculations. What? Very good. Calculations. Now, first, we are going to look at, we're going to start with the side. Okay? How we calculate sides. Okay? So I'm going to use this one first. We'll come to this one later. Okay? All right. So the first calculation here is length, or you may say distance, Now, which length is missing here? Correct. AC is missing. Okay. Now, how do you calculate this missing distance, AC? Okay. Let's say you're asked to say, find AC, and most of the time it's 5 marks, 4, okay, but not less than 4. Now, the first thing you need to know is identify the sides. You know, angles in trigonometry are represented by capital letters. Okay, so this is angle B, this is angle C, this is angle A. So the opposite of this angle here is the side small letter B. So we use this angle opposite here. So this angle here, opposite of this angle is this side. So this is small letter A. Okay, or lowercase a. And this one is what? Angle C. So opposite of this angle is this side, which is AC. So we're going to use small letter what? Small letter C. Why doing this? This will help us to come up with the formula we're going to use. Check. So the formula we're going to use, since we're calculating AC, you can't just directly use AC. First, we're going to come up with the formula. We're going to use B is the side. So the formula will be B squared. We are using the formula for Pythagoras what? Theorem. Okay. Okay. So B squared is equals to let's use A squared plus C squared minus 2 times these two distances. We have AC, two sides, AC, then cos the angle. Which angle is given here? Which is angle B. Okay, so the side here, which is being calculated, and the angle here you should have, if you have a B here you should have a B but capital. Okay, so this is the formula we're going to use. The formula is not, you don't have one formula, I mean, as the standard formula. That formula that is given on the first page of your mathematics paper 2 is just the standard formula. Okay, the standard formula, but doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be using A, B, C. Sometimes you may be given, like here, P, Q, R. Okay, so I'm going to replace those A, B, C with P, Q, and R. But how we come up with the formula is just what? Just the same. Okay, so this is the formula we use to calculate AC. So this is the formula. Now, the second calculation that we're going to use to calculate, under cosine rule here is area. Area. How do you calculate area? It is very simple. So area is equals to 1 over 2. Now, you have to be very careful here when writing the formula here. You need to start with these two given sides. The sides that are already given. You have 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers. So we're going to use A and C. So you can say half AC sine, not cos. It's still cosine rule, but on the formula for calculating area, we use sine. Get it? Very good. Sine what? The remaining side. So this is AB. The side, the remaining angle. So it is this sine what? Sine B. So this is the formula for calculating area. Now, look at this. What I'm doing here, we're going to answer an examination question at the end of this lesson. We're going to answer an examination what? An examination question. So don't worry. Don't worry. You are covered. Now look at this. Number 3. The third calculation is shortest distance. Shortest distance. Now, shortest distance is very simple. Shortest distance, let me just abbreviate as SD for shortest distance is equals to 2 multiplied by area over base. Okay? Over base. So, it is 2. So, this one can be written as, is it visible? Let me just see. Make sure. Okay. Area. So, this one can be written as SD is equals to 2A over small letter b. Okay, easy as that. This formula is the formula for calculating area of a triangle, which is half BH. Okay, half BH, but just use this 2 times area over b. To calculate the shortest distance. Now, with this information, let's calculate. Let's look at an examination an examination question. Okay, so this is an example. We're going to look at 2023 paper 2 GCE as our example. Now, this is we're going to let me just use this space here, which is this side. Okay. You know that we're looking at the cosine rule. Okay. So now check. The first question is saying calculate the distance RQ from 2 to 2 decimal places. RQ, this distance. First thing is identifying the type of rule we are going to use. Is this sine or cosine? Check. You have 2 sides and included what? An included angle. Okay, so it is the what? Cosine rule. So the diagram below shows the positions of 3 towns, PQ and R. PQ is 7.1 kilometers, PR is 23.8 kilometers, and angle RP, which is angle P, RPQ, is 92.7 degrees. Calculate RQ in 2 decimal places. Now, it is easy. This is same as distance. Okay, distance. Check. Remember what I said there, that you don't just master this formula. You need to understand how this formula is brought about. Now, here we're using PQ and R, PRQ. Okay, PRQ or PQR. So, since we're calculating this distance here, we need first to identify the sides. So So this distance is side P, which is small letter P. Then this angle here opposite is this one, so this is Q. Then this distance here, this is small letter R. Using these these sides, we can come up with a what? Very good, the formula. So since we're calculating this is A, the formula will start with P, so it will be P squared is equals to Q squared plus R squared minus 2QRT QR cos P. So the angle is what? Is P, which is here. Okay? So we've come up with the formula, which is the same as this one. Okay? Just the difference is just the letters used. Now, check. Let's substitute. Now, PQ or P, we're going to substitute with R what? RQ. RQ. Now, remember this one is squared. So what we're going to do, you can just write it like this. It means only Q is squared. So you need to put this in bracket to show that everything RQ is all squared. What is Q? Q is 23.8 squared. Okay, don't write with the units. See, you can write with the units, but they just confuse you. Let's say we'll put them at the end. R is 7.1 squared minus 2 times, what is Q? So you can just use open bracket for multiplication. 2Q is 23.8. Then R is 7.1. Okay, cos the angle 92.7. Okay, now we can go to your calculator and calculate. So here we can just write RQ squared is equals to, what is 23.8 squared? It's giving me 566.44. Don't round off here yet. Don't round anything off. Plus 7.1 squared. So 7.1 squared is 50.41. Okay, minus what is 2 times 23.8 times 7.1. 7.1 is giving me 337.96. Okay, cos 92.7. 92.7. I hope we are still together up to this point. Please don't do shortcuts. This is 5 marks. So don't do what? Don't do shortcuts. So yeah, sometimes it's 4 marks, but don't do shortcuts. You can punch everything here on the calculator and find you just one answer. But we can't give you 5 marks for that because working is very important. Okay. So here, the next step, we're going to still write RQ squared is equals to, we're going to add the first 2. Why adding the first 2? Because this is attached to cosine 2.7, which is unlike term. So it's the same as you have 3 plus 4 minus 2x. So we can only add these 2 as 7 minus 2 at x. We can't do with this. We can't add this one. We can subtract this one because this is unlike term. The same as here. This one is attached to what? It's cos 92.7. So we're going to first add the 2. So we're going to say 566 plus 0.44 plus 50.41. Okay, it's giving me 616.85 minus 337.96. 337.96 cos 92.7. So you should be also doing the calculations. Sometimes, we are humans. I can make mistakes here. So you can also be doing calculations. Okay. Now let me just create space here. I want to show you where 5 marks is coming from. It is step by step. I'm taking my time because this is the first time teaching you. This is the first time you learning, or maybe you've learned this one but in different way. So RQ squared is equals to, now here you can punch everything in your calculator. So okay, so 616.85 minus minus 337.96, then cos, where's cos? Cos 92.7. Okay, so this one is giving me 632.760831. You see, this is the answer after doing that. Now check. Since here this one is RQ, yes, but it's RQ squared. So what we're going to do is we are going to square root both what? Both sides. The whole of this number we're going to do what? To square root. So I'm going to say square root. Okay, the answer is giving me, so this square root symbol and the 2 cancel. So RQ is equals to, the square root of this number is giving me 25.15492190569. Now let's go to the instruction. This is not yet the final answer. Then to leave your answer to correct what to 2 decimal places. So therefore, RQ is equals to 25.1. Now check, the second decimal number is 5, and after 5 there is 4. So we can't add in a number 1 to the previous number. It will be just the way it is. Why? Because this one is less than 5. Okay? And the units is kilometers. And this is our answer. You see, it's worth 5 marks. Okay. Now, if you just do direct calculations here, and then you end up here, the final answer here, you may be given just a 3 or 2. Okay. Now, the next question is saying, calculate the what? Area. Is it area? Yes, area. So B. Okay. Remember area, what I told you that it will be area, since the area of a triangle is equals to 1/2, then the 2 given sides, which is RQ. So here you can just write it, or QR or RQ, but sine the angle which is given here. This is angle P. You see, angle P. Therefore, so this one will be area is equals to 1/2. Q is 23.8, then and 3.8. R is 7.1 sine P. What is P? P is 92.7. Then this is just 2 marks. You can just punch everything on a calculator. You can say 0.5, which is half, multiplied by 23.8, multiplied by 7.1, then sine 92.7. Okay, so it's giving me 84, sorry, 84.39620553537. Okay, now is there any special? Yeah, so now the degree of accuracy there is not specified, so we can just leave our answer correct to three significant what? Figures. Three significant figures. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then after this 3, there is a number which is greater than 5, which is a 9. So you can add 1 to this one, so it becomes a 4. So 84.4 is our final answer. So area is 84.4 kilometers squared. Kilometers squared, because area is measured in what? Squared. Okay, so 84.4 kilometers squared. Now, the last question here, which is also very interesting, is the shortest distance. You see, they're saying calculate the shortest distance of P. Okay, from what? R Q. So meaning it is this distance. All right. So this is C. Shortest distance is SD, shortest distance, 2 times area over the base. Now, so shortest distance is equals to 2. What is area? Area we've already calculated. We already found 84.4 here. So you're going to say 84.4 over the base. What is the base? The base is RQ. We've already calculated RQ, which is 25.15. Okay, 15. So you can just do calculations there. 2 multiplied by 84.4. Okay, divided by 25.15. The answer is giving me here. Therefore, okay, the shortest is giving me 6.711729622266. Okay, now say leave to what? 2 decimal places. Therefore, the final answer will be shortest distance is equals to 6.7. Check after the decimal. So you have this is the first decimal place. Second one. After this, there is a number which is less than 5. So we not add anything. It will be like this. Then the units. So it will be. So the final answer is 6.71 kilometers. So this is how we calculate. The shortest distance. You see, guys. This is very simple. You see how it looks after calculating everything. So this is 9 marks, this is 5, this is 2, and this is 2 marks. So when you add, this is 9 marks altogether. You see, it is simple. Now, we've only looked at one example, so we have 3 more examples to go. Okay. Now, so in this lesson, we're going to end here. So in the next lesson, we're going to look at a question with all the 3 sides. Okay, still under cosine rule. Okay, then from there we'll go to sine rule. All right. So thank you so much. I'm going to send you let me just give you the question that you're supposed to answer. So your question is, this is your question. I think you can see on the screen. So question is 2019 paper 2. This is internal. Okay. 2019 paper 2 internal. And then it's question 12, the last question of the paper. Question 12. Okay. All the best.